What is up, everybody? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. And as you can see today, we're going to be doing a Guardian of Namekians starter deck opening for the Dragon Ball Super card game. Just real quick shout out to my sponsor, Computer and Gaming Universe. They're the ones that make everything possible here on this channel. So if you guys haven't already, stopped by, if you guys live in the tri-state area, feel free to do so. 256 Ferry Street in Newark, New Jersey. You can also visit us online. The link will be down in the description below if you guys are looking for a good place to get sealed product or to come by and partake in some of our events. Feel free to stop by. Great customer service, great community, best place to shop for, or to shop from rather. Computer and Gaming Universe, thank you guys again so much for everything that you helped me with for this channel. So we're going to get right into it here. As you can see, this is the Namekian starter deck from Colossal Warfare, the new set for Dragon Ball Super card game. That's the Piccolo leader, which is it's actually pretty good. Oh, this plastic always gives me a hard time, but yeah, I didn't open it the right way. But we're just gonna get right into it and see which cards we get in the starter. As far as the leader is concerned, we have Piccolo Jr. on the front side. It's very generic. When it attacks a leader, you draw a card, and you can awaken it for less life and untap 2 of your energy. It's not too bad. It's pretty good, this set right now. And then when you awaken, you have Piccolo Jr. Evil Reborn. He has the auto. When he attacks, you draw a card. And once per turn, you can tap a green energy to choose a card on your opponent's side of the field and KO it, which is really good because it's built-in board removal on the leader. So the first card we get is the Demon King Piccolo. This is the starter deck rare. It's not too bad of a card. Most of these cards have a lot of synergy with each other in the deck, but there's some good staple cards that you're going to be using in other decks as well. For example, the Indomitable Link Son Gohan, it does have the Universe 7 trait. It's a 3-drop for 1 green energy, 15k power, and its auto is when you play this card, you can blow up a 4 or less from your opponent's side of the field. And then we have probably one of the better cards in the starter deck, which is Indomitable Link Piccolo. Basically, when you play him, you get to search a Gohan Adolescence with a cost 3 or less and add it to your hand. So it's good for the Universe 7 decks to add the Gohans. Next card we have is another one of the King Piccolo. It's the same as the rare or the foil one. This is just a non-foil version. You can see the comparison there. I'm a big fan of the Namekians. I'm glad that we finally got a Piccolo leader this set, and I'm glad to see all these Namekian cards getting printed. I just got to figure out a way to use them, competitively. Next, we have 4 Namekian Bond Sunel. This card's pretty good. He has the bond mechanic. This new bond mechanic is pretty good. It just allows you to put, Namekians on board and then plus off their effects. Sunel specifically, when you activate his bond, you can play him and take up to 2 life. And then destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. So he helps you self-awaken, which is pretty good. But you kind of want to be careful how often you play those self-awakening cards, because the way the format's going right now, it might be bad to self-inflict damage because you want to survive as long as you can, especially in the later turns. Next, we have 4 of the Newfound Power Son Gohan, which is a very, very good card from set 4. It's a 1-drop green, 5k. Auto, when you attack, you get to take 1 card out of your life, add it to your hand, and it gains 10k and critical for the remainder of the battle. It's pretty good. Another self-awakening card. It's kind of like a Kaba version 2, but it gains crit instead of double strike. Next card we have is Power Barrier Piccolo. It's just a generic 2-drop with barrier, but this is a card that's going to help you swarm the board with your Namekian so you can proc your bond. You definitely want cards with barrier on the board so they can stay there. So Piccolo is definitely going to be a good one for that. So you can facilitate your plays with the bond mechanic. Next, we have 4 Gift of Power Guru. It's not too bad. Once per turn, active main, you can choose one of your cards on board and give it plus 5k. So it's not too bad. I don't think it's necessarily needed. It's just kind of one of those fluff pieces. But, it's a Namekian card, and it's good to see Guru getting a card because it was such a who's such a big character in the show. So next we have 4 of the Dende. This is basically your tutor. You play it, look at top 3, and add a Namekian to your hand. There's no cost restriction, so that's really good. So you can definitely dig for your pieces, so you can get going, whether it's a super combo or Sanel or a couple of the other pieces that we're going to get further into the deck. So Dende is really good. Tutors are just good in general. And as we mentioned before, we have the super combos, which is Namekian Dual Sanel. Pretty standard, it's just 10k draw, but you can play it with 5 life, which is really good. So it kind of makes your opponent not want to put you down to 5, so they kind of want to leave you at 6 until they're ready to set up, because they don't want to give you a hand advantage. These new turn 5 super combos or 5 energy super combos are really good. We then have Namekian Duo Purina. Really good card. Once per turn, you can put a card underneath it to draw a card and give it plus 10k in crit, so it becomes a 20k crit attacker for the turn, which is really good. The Namekians seem to abuse that critical mechanic as well as board removal, so that's nice to see, because critical is still a very strong game mechanic. Next we have 2 Tambourine. He's one of the Demon King Piccolo Saga cards. It's just a generic 2-drop with crit, so it's not too bad. Critical, like I said, is very powerful. Next, we have 2 Symbols, which I really like this card. 1-drop blockers are going to be very important in this format. So definitely, if you can play free blockers, awesome. But if not, definitely it's okay to settle for the 1-drop blockers, because they're going to be very important, allowing you to survive your opponent's early onslaught. Next, we have 4 of the... What's this guy's name? 4 of the Dark Vassal Drum. It's just your vanilla 10k. It's a 1-drop 10k. Pretty much every color gets one, every set. So why wouldn't you include it in the starter deck? I mean, if you guys are just right out the box going to play this starter deck, that's probably going to be mainly your chargeable energy. Next, we have a very interesting card. We have 4 of the Planet Namek. This is nowhere near as busted as Planet Vegeta. I don't think Bandai wanted to make that mistake twice, but it's a very, very good card because it helps you put Namekians on board. It's just tap 1 green energy, look at the top 5, and you get to play a Namekian that's cost 2 or less on the board. So it allows you to get cards out so you can fuel your bond mechanic, which is really, really good. I like that card a lot. And then we have 4 Sacrifice, which is the free negate for the Namekians. The free negates are very, very good. It's another way to self-awaken that's probably more beneficial than just taking damage with an attacker. So if your leader's a Namekian, you can take a life and negate the attack. It's a very, very good card. I like these new negates. And that about rounds it up, guys. I mean, as far as comparison to the other starter deck, I prefer this one because I'm just biased. I like Namekians a lot. I've always liked Piccolo. He's one of my favorite characters in the game, or in the anime. So I prefer this starter deck. It's budget friendly. You probably only need a few cards to make this deck competitive, so to speak. So if you're looking for a low investment or like a low overhead, I would definitely pick up maybe like 2 of these starter decks just so you can get a playset of the King Piccolos and then just add rares or some commons through like booster packs. I don't think you have to go too crazy, but it's not a bad deck. I'm definitely going to be doing some builds with these Namekians, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much again for watching. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I couldn't be happier. I really appreciate all the love and support. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. We're growing together and I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Be there or be squared.